Next year, we're going to get to see Matt Reeves' The Batman, which is going to be another violent, anger-driven Batman. Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flicks. My name is Chris Wong. First, we're going to talk about Matt Reeves' The Batman. Then we're going to talk about Wonder Woman 3. Alright, let's talk about The Batman. Now, Matt Reeves' The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson as the Batman himself, is coming out on March 4th of 2022. Now, they've always touted to be a detective noir-driven film, and there were some elements of it being an action film in that first teaser, but the second trailer really blew me away. The last trailer at DC Fandom was exquisite. I absolutely loved it. I was floored by how much action is probably going to be in this movie. Now we're finally getting the official plot synopsis for The Batman. The Batman is an edgy, action-packed thriller that depicts Batman in his early years struggling to balance rage with righteousness as he investigates a disturbing mystery that has terrorized Gotham. Robert Pattinson delivers a raw, intense portrayal of Batman as a disillusioned, desperate vigilante awakened by the realization that the anger consuming him makes him no better than the ruthless serial killer he's hunting. Now, you certainly see that consumed by anger within the trailers, and he's very much being that violent Batman. I mean, even Catwoman's kind of freaking out. So yeah, that's pretty exciting, especially how that kind of is almost the same as Ben Affleck's Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman was also consumed by anger and very violent and doing questionable things to criminals. Just to see that replicated here again is pretty interesting. I'm wondering what other people who thought about that Ben Affleck's Batman's gonna think about this one. But there are a few more tidbits that Viewer Anon, an insider in the industry, talked about today. Since I've been talking to Batman, here's another Riddler thing for you. A corrupt official is hooked up to a tube device that allows rats to burrow into him. That's ew. So I guess I can certainly see the Saw inspiration here, especially how test audience saw the Batman and thought it was scary, very much like to a Saw film. In this case, Riddler is Jigsaw in the Batman. But that's creepy imagery. This is going to be a pretty creepy movie. Probably darker and scarier and more violent than anything we've seen before in DC. But then someone asked Viewer Anon this. Could you tell me anything about the ending without spoiling much? Any Robin hint, or is any new villain introduced like the Firefly or the Mad Hatter? And don't worry, Viewer Anon doesn't actually spoil anything here, but he does give a hint at maybe something important. There's a running thread with a little boy. You can see him in the shot where Batman has the flare. That could pay dividends down the line. Now, I couldn't find the shot of the boy with Batman and the flare. There is a shot of Batman with the flare, but I don't see any boys there. But we did find a shot of Bruce Wayne holding this boy at that funeral scene. But Viewer Anon confirmed that that's not the shot he was talking about, but that is the boy he's talking about. What is this running thread with this boy? Why is this boy important? Now, the question the fan asked at the beginning was about Robin. And putting two and two together, I'm wondering if this boy is going to be Robin in the future. Is that Dick Grayson? Now, there is no circus scene where his parents died, at least we don't know yet. But if that's Dick Grayson, then they're clearly setting up Dick Grayson to be the Robin in a future movie with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Which clearly, if it is Dick Grayson, then that would be a better way to introduce Robin than Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character in The Dark Knight Rises. Now, I know it works in the comments of having a little boy in tights and, fighting crime in the city of Gotham. But in actuality, as a movie, I don't know how that would work. When Chris O'Donnell played Robin in Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, he certainly wasn't a little boy. So I'm really curious how they're going to start off Robin if they are in the Batman trilogy. But if Viewer Anon is referring to that little boy as Robin, which he clearly really isn't, but it could, that's kind of cool and kind of interesting to see how that plays out in the future, if that is Robin. Alright, let's talk about Wonder Woman 3. Now, Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 1984 was really divisive. I think a lot of people expected to be something action-y and exciting like the first Wonder Woman. But then Wonder Woman 1984 came out and, not much happened until like the middle of the movie and then towards the end. A lot of people thought it was really boring. People thought it was too campy or maybe trying to be too nostalgic to Christopher Donner's Superman. But overall, it was not loved all around. A lot of people lost hope in Patty Jenkins' making another Wonder Woman. Now, originally it was thought that Wonder Woman 3 will return Wonder Woman to Themyscira. Then she thought about Wonder Woman 3 talking about the present time and situation, like the COVID thing, which I don't know if that would relate to a good movie or not, but they're still making the script for Wonder Woman 3, so anything can happen at this point. Now, the first indication of what Wonder Woman 3 will actually have is something that Grace Randolph had already talked about. She claimed that they're actively trying to have more action in the Wonder Woman 3 movie, and it could possibly be a versus movie. Well, the first one she fought Ares, the second one she fought Lies, Cheetah, but it could be that the studio wants her to make a more action-oriented film in response to the reception of Wonder Woman 1984. So Grace Randolph tweeted this out today. Here's some more tea for you. There's a good chance Wonder Woman 3 will feature Sasha Calle's Supergirl, and maybe some other female DC heroes. I'm hearing Hawkgirl is being considered. Love it! Hopefully it will be like Grudge Match animated episode. In that episode you had Black Canary and Huntress and Vixen and Hawkgirl going against a mind-controlled Wonder Woman. But eventually it came down to Hawkgirl and Vixen versus Wonder Woman. Would that be the case here, where they would have Supergirl and Hawkgirl fight a mind-controlled Wonder Woman? Or maybe the other way around. Maybe Wonder Woman will fight a mind-controlled Supergirl and a mind-controlled Hawkgirl. Now, I'm not sure the context for all these things to happen, but I guess it could really play out well. And it would probably be a lot more exciting than whatever happened in Wonder Woman 1984. Now, even though I enjoyed that movie for what it certainly was not as exciting as the first Wonder Woman. So I don't know if this is true, but I certainly hope that would happen. Have a full-on battle with Supergirl, Hawkgirl, and Wonder Woman, and whoever else. I mean, you can just throw in Mary Elizabeth Winstead's Huntress and Journey Smollett's Black Canary. If you want to introduce Vixen, that's cool as well. Just a full-on battle of all these different DC heroes in one match. So clearly this Wonder Woman 3 is still a work in progress, and maybe we'll hear a lot more about it next year as we get closer and closer for them to start shooting that. Like everybody else, I'm hoping that it's going to be exciting and action-oriented.